The content in this magazine could contain references of topics and difficult subject matter that may be triggering. Please honor yourself, inner knowing, and proceed with whatever help or guidance you feel is intuitively aligned. Welcome to Sovereign Magazine Podcast. I'm Nicole George, CEO and founder of Sovereign. I'm so happy you are here. We are the magazine podcast and community guiding 5 million women to their sovereign selves. From heart-led conversations to magical meditations, our inspiring guests will show you how they can help you step into your sovereign self. Are you ready to listen to your inner voice and step into your power? Then keep listening to hear all of the intuitive messages meant for you today. Hello. Today I have the privilege of reconnecting with Lish Hummel, one of our amazing contributors. Lish is not only a healer, she is a crystal intuitive and spiritual guide who supports women awakening during major life transitions after navigating emotional burnout, identity loss, and spiritual interference. She has answered the call to reclaim herself. Now she is a single mother and guide, and she helps women clear the noise to reconnect to their truth and return home to themselves fully and unapologetically. Welcome back, Lish.
Thanks, Nicole. It's so nice to be back.
It is. I always love having you on here. So stick around for
Oh,
Steps to Your Sovereign Self because she has something amazing for us you don't want to miss. And it's going to be the bulk of this podcast. So today we are exploring the need for change, which is the theme for our December full moon issue. And you have a really, I want to call it almost edgy article. I really love this because you're making me think outside the box. And in your article, it says, when healing becomes a hustle. And you talk about our cultural obsession with constant transformation and how we disguise ourselves as like in this spiritual growth journey when we're actually disconnecting from our truth. So for those who haven't read your article, why don't you share more about like what you wrote about and what inspired you to write this?
well, I not love change, but I've been through quite a few changes myself. So, and helping my clients and women through big life changes, there always seems to be like this need for more or a need to be better and better and better and better, which starts to become a hustle, right? We're so used to like going after all of these things to do more and be more and all these external like ways of like just trying to be better than our neighbor. Like the comparison comes in there, right? So there's like that line between like productivity and busyness and like how can we shift out of that chasing energy and just be aware and be still. So healing more through like presence and not forcing it. Um and then yeah, like just using your daily life, like your relationships, your kids, your interactions in your day-to-day life, using that to kind of fuel your healing and your healing journey, instead of just chasing the next thing. Like um we can do all of the things and still actually never heal ourselves because we're not actually like peeling back those layers and like returning to that wholeness of who we are. So it's kind of like up leveling, but without all that outside noise, if that makes sense.
Ye- Yeah, well, stillness can be so threatening, right? I know as somebody who has a very busy mind, being quiet can be very uncomfortable for me, but I have learned that in that uncomfortableness, when that quiet comes, oh my gosh, the magic comes. And so there is this freedom that can come when you begin to trust your body again, right?
Right. Yeah. And that's, yeah. And in that
Yeah.
stillness, you're listening to what your body has to say because it's always telling you where you need to go, what you need to look at. It's just that noise, that noise comes in. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you are somebody like me who has a hard time with stillness, we are going to be doing an awareness practice today with Lish, where she's going to take you kind of on a journey through different exercises and how you can overcome this trouble maybe that you have with stillness and noticing how your energy shifts through this. So you can use this practice at any time to come back to yourself and not feel like you have to go out and buy that massive Reiki package or you love crystals, so buy a
Yeah.
1,001 crystals, right?
Right, right.
So it's something that is free that you can tap into at any time and it begins with yourself, right?
That's right. And yeah, I mean, the tools all
What the Feminine, a show designed to show the world how to have crucial conversations and still possess conscious choice, remain curious, and be considerate of others' opinions, beliefs, and ideologies. In every episode, we go where most avoid, navigating nuance, honoring differences, and embodying the healthy feminine and masculine as the gateway to global healing. This is not about sides. This is about sovereignty, and you're invited to witness it all. Watch the live recordings exclusively in Sovereign Community, where the conversation begins with you.
those tools and modalities, they're fantastic as a supplementary thing, but when you really come back to yourself, like, that's when the healing really starts.
All right, so here's our steps to your sovereign self.
Okay. So, yeah, it's beautiful when we want to grow, but sometimes it comes from a nervous system that kind of never learned how to be safe with that stillness. So this just there's some journal prompts and stuff I'll take you through just to begin to come back to self and awareness, because it always starts with awareness. Um, and then we can kind of notice where we've crossed from the healing into like the chasing. So the first step is awareness. So checking in with yourself daily. I like to do it in the morning and then at night, just because our energy fluctuates throughout the day depending on our life circumstances. It's always nice to kind of have a starting point, and then before we go to bed, just to release and get all that off. So I like to start by asking myself a couple questions. So once you like take a couple deep breaths, get really comfortable where you are, turn off your phones, your distractions. Um, and the first thing is just noticing your sensations in your body. So when you slow down, and even you can even just close your eyes right now and just notice what sensations are coming up in your body. So when we're regulated, we're going to feel comfortable. We're going to feel at peace. We might even feel just some joy in our chest. But if it's the sensations are coming up that feel tight, or if they feel restlessness, or even guilt, like that's your nervous system saying that stillness feels unsafe. So just notice where that's coming up, what it feels like, and even noticing just where in your body you're feeling that. So maybe it's in your hips or your chest or your throat, your jaw. And then the next question is just what emotion do I tend to avoid by staying busy? So a lot of the time it's those harder emotions like grief, shame, or anger, even just like a discomfort with being still. And so when you can name that emotion and meet it and notice where it is in your body, that's when we can start to rewire like the safety in our systems. And then the last question, just for the awareness portion, is am I healing to feel whole or to avoid feeling broken? Because we're not broken. And sometimes we think, especially when we first start our healing journey, that there's something within us that needs to be fixed. So we're not broken. But when you think about healing, where's that intention? What is the intention for the healing? So we're healing to feel whole. And that would come from a place of like curiosity and compassion. But when we're healing to fix something, it's coming from fear. So once you implement these questions into your morning and your evening, you can start to catch maybe patterns, and you can pause and reground yourself or recenter and come back to your breath, because your breath is like your grounding cord to the earth, feeling your feet on the floor, and even just whispering to your body that it's safe to stop. So those are some prompts just to notice what's going on around you when you're um, just trying to be still and be more present. So once you notice it, then the next step is to kind of shift how you relate to that emotion or what's coming up when you're thinking about healing yourself, or that healing step that you're taking. So instead of treating it like kind of like a project, you need to start thinking about it like as a relationship, or like a way of being. So life is constantly showing us where we're ready to like release something or expand or soften, but we have to be present enough to notice it. So probably the easiest way to notice these things is in our relationships, because everything is a mirror being reflected back to us. So when you're getting triggered from a relationship or someone close to you, or just an interaction at work, get curious about why. What is that reflecting to you? Even just taking a week off from like working on yourself, from like all the energy healing appointments and from the spa and the gym, like all those things that you're filling the space of healing with, taking a week off from that and just observing what's happening in your day-to-day life. You could even try journaling, just to like witness yourself and not like to try to fix or do anything with what's coming up. Like just mind dump it onto the page. And even like on your car, in the car, or when you're cooking or on walks, just thinking about the emotions that came up for you during the day that maybe you didn't feel, and just letting those move through you, instead of like saving it all up for like, oh, I'm going to Reiki on Friday, so I'll just purge it all then. So just being present and in that moment, because that's when the healing happens, is it's when we're living, not in all those external moments. So then once you start kind of implementing this in your day-to-day life, like as you're being that observer, so being aware and present, and then you can start to pinpoint where some of that chasing energy or the resistance to stillness, like that kind of comes in, because it's not always our current self that's feeling this either. It's usually like our inner child, or like our ego, um, some sort of trauma consciousness too. And this is where like the deeper work comes into, and where I've been kind of shifting into the work in my practice as well, is that everything has a consciousness. So the more that we can pinpoint it and get to the exact time and emotion, you can begin to heal that at the deepest level. And so maybe through this awareness practice and shifting the energy, you notice that your inner child might be the one that's chasing, believing that like if she keeps improving herself, then she'll finally be loved or chosen. And that was a big one that came up for me too when I did this. But in noticing that, then when we slow down, we can show her that she already is loved and she already is chosen. And the ego is trying to protect us all the time, um, and uses that almost like as a control mechanism too. So wanting to understand everything so that it doesn't have to hurt again. But in noticing that come up, then we can thank it for protecting us and we can move past that. And then the higher self, if that comes up, I mean, she's the one that knows that nothing's missing, right? She's the one that knows we already are healed. It's just all the patterns that have to be undone. And so when all of these aspects are kind of acknowledged and brought to the forefront into your awareness, the chasing actually just dissolves. And you get to stop searching for the next best thing or that end destination of your ultimate healed self. And then you get to begin living. Your living is your journey. So even just taking a nice deep breath now and just placing your hand on your chest. And just knowing that you are already whole. You have everything that you need within you. And that your awareness will help guide the change.
Wow, that was so powerful. Thank you so much.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
wow. What came up for me, I always love to share with
Yeah.
everyone because I do these with you, is like a puzzle. And so when you said, "Are you choosing wholeness?" It was as if all the little puzzle pieces were trying to come together and connect together.
Oh, amazing. I'm getting tingles with that. That's really cool. Yeah, really
I
cool.
love that. I love that. Well, now everyone has this as a little gift in their back pocket. They can come back to it anytime. Thank you so much for being here today. You are such a gift to us and our community. So if you want to connect with Lish, all her details are in the show notes. She's also in our community, community.sovereign-magazine.com. So definitely reach out to her.
Thanks, Nicole.
Bye. Thanks for listening. I'll be back tomorrow with another soul-led entrepreneur here to help you step into your sovereign self. Subscribe to our magazine and podcast and join our global community for all the magic. Details to connect with today's guest or join the movement are in the show notes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review. It helps us reach our goal of guiding 5 million women to self-sovereignty.